was 9 bookings, 3 red cards. Was it a dirty game? In my view, it wasn't. It was a totally committed game, and I thought it was a great game. A few people saying there wasn't much football. I'll tell you what, that's one of the most entertaining games I've seen for a long, long time. Sometimes you don't need to have great football as long as you've got total commitment from 22 players and plus the subs. And that's what we had today, and I thought it was great to watch. I had a great afternoon. OK, the result's gone my way for once, but certainly when you look at it, within 3 minutes, Corinthians took the lead. Josh Rydgens it was who got the goal after free kick. It was Steve Whitley, and it was not the greatest of free kicks, but it just fell nicely to Josh. Josh got his toe on it and poked it past the goalkeeper to make it 1-0. And then Luke Murray got a second one at provider again. Stevie Whitley got the ball through to Luke, and Luke finished it off well. He's got it there. And at 2-0, you think it's looking good. Yes, Peel had a player sent off. Johnny Kelly. Was it a sending off? In my view, it was. In the Peel supporters' view, it was. So, that's it. Done and dusted. He clipped Cameron Lee and got his marching orders. But then when you look at the other two sending off, Ryan Burns passed a comment to the linesman, it was, after trying to get a substitution made because Ryan was injured. It took a little bit of time to do it. Ryan got a bit frustrated, passed comment, got sent off. That's fine. He's apologised to Anthony Page, and that's done and dusted. It was just a red mist moment. And Rhys Oates, I saw Rhys up the top end. I think it was his second booking. And Rhys got his marching orders as well. But I thought second half Peel played really well. They threw everything at Corinthians. Corinthians defended majestically. I thought Matthew Quirk in goal, Ronan McDonald, the right full-back. I thought Cameron Lee was the best player in the park, in my view. Tom Smith was excellent in there, and Ryan Burns playing in that unfamiliar left-back role. I know he plays it for the Ireland team, but when you've got 3 at the back, it's a little bit different. You sway from centre-half to left-back. And it was just great. Lee Gale got a goal for Peel in the second half and nearly carbon copied it about 10 minutes later, but this time it didn't quite go on target. Entertainment-wise, to me, 9 out of 10. Be interesting to hear other people's comments, but it's not the result Peel wanted. They're under massive pressure now to get qualified for the Railway Cup, but probably the lifeline for them a little bit was that result that we'll come to later on, where St Mary's and St George's shared the points.
Honours even at the Bowl today. We will come to that in just a moment, but let's stick with the match you were watching at Douglas Road, because, as you said, there were 3 sendings off there. Johnny Kelly's one, a bit controversial. I heard you talking to Paul Moran about that throughout the afternoon in Saturday Live, and he said some people were saying that was a definite red card, other people saying absolutely not. I suppose it all depends on which angle you saw the challenge from, but it could prove costly. Will a lot of the Peel faithful who were there watching today feel hard done by that? Because had they kept Johnny Kelly on the pitch, it could have been a very different result this afternoon.
100% not. Peel know that was a straight red. One comment I had from Peel, that wasn't a red. 6, 7, maybe more after the game, another half a dozen at least all said that was a straight red. The referee got it absolutely spot on. He clipped him, and that'll do for me. It was right in front of the stadium. The Peel supporters, Corinthians, no one said anything about it, but quite clear that they thought it was a red card, and that's it. And it was no malice in it. He connected to him and he got it. But, sort of Ryan Burns has put his hands up, a straight red. It just shows you've got to keep your comments to yourself. And as we're with Rhys, I don't know with Rhys today. Rhys played really well, but there was a different side of Rhys I saw. I work with Rhys, so I know his personality, and he's a really nice lad, wonderful lad. And today he just had a little bit of edge in his game, so whether Steve Faulkner told him to do that, I'm not too sure. And it's proved costly for him because he's picked up 2 bookings, and now he's going to be suspended for what could be 2 or 3 really important games for them on this run-in to try and qualify for the Railway Cup.
He won't be the only one as we go through the football this evening. I have to say, though, Tony, and I don't want to criticise openly referees, but do you think in a game of this nature, it sounds like it was very, very feisty, that he may have gone to his pocket a bit too early on, set the precedent, and once you've booked one person, you can't then say that another foul of a similar nature is not a yellow card?
Is this in the Peel game?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. There was a lot of bookings there, and jokingly I spoke to John afterwards and just said to him, just a tongue-in-cheek comment, thanks very much for getting the money in for us today, and we might be able to get the FA headquarters painted, just one of them. But there were a lot of bookings there that you looked at it and you thought, yeah, there was something there, but was it a booking? I'm not too sure. I can't remember what the ratio was, but I remember, cracky, it went on for 2 or 3 minutes in that top left-hand side towards the roadside, where Sean Doyle and Kane Ridings had 3 free kicks near enough together. Kane got empty for the first one, second and third, and I think Matthew Woods got booked, and I think there was another one. I don't know, because when you look at it, 9 bookings and 3 red cards, you say to yourself, crikey, that must have been like a battle zone. It wasn't. It was 22 players who really got stuck into it, and I don't really remember a tackle that was malicious. Maybe one that, and it was far side, I was a good distance away. Kane Riding left the ground late on, and if you leave the ground and make a tackle, then that's a red card. And maybe from where I was, that possibly looked that way, but he got away with it. And it's just one of those. Good crowd, very vocal, and good crowd representation by Corinthians as well. And I thought it made for a really entertaining game of football. I'm not saying it was the best football played, but entertaining, 100%.